A combative Mr. Trump at that Arizona rally on Tuesday.
Indeed, Susan. In fact, those Phoenix remarks were vintage Trump. A really stark departure, though, from the measured ones we heard when he addressed the nation on Afghanistan the night before. But there was at least one common factor between the two speeches. President Donald Trump is still trying to address his inconsistent responses to the racial violence in Charlottesville, Virginia. Now, that was 10 days ago, and a white supremacist drove a car into a crowd of people at that point who were protesting against neo-Nazi and white nationalist demonstrators. One woman died from her injuries. Here's what Trump said in Phoenix about those events.
They don't want to report that I spoke out forcefully against hatred, bigotry, and violence, and strongly condemned the neo-Nazis, the white supremacists, and the KKK. I openly called for unity, healing, and love, and they know it because they were all there.
Susan, the they there, meaning the media, even though Trump took a piece of paper out of his pocket and read his past remarks about the violence, he did leave out one comment he had made just 2 days after the Charlottesville protester died. Listen to that.
I think there's blame on both sides, and I have no doubt about it, and you don't have any doubt about it either.
And that is the comment that has stirred so much controversy here in the United States. Trump going on in that Phoenix speech, though, to make another allegation regarding the building of the border wall with Mexico. He actually threatened to shut down the U.S. government or allow it to go unfunded just so that he could pay for that southern border wall. Of course, Mexico has refused to pay for that wall, even though Trump said he would force them to.
So, Jessica, Mexico also responding to Trump's comments on the North American Free Trade Agreement. Tell us more about what you know about that.
Well, keep in mind the first round of negotiations just wrapped up last week on NAFTA. They were here in Washington. And in the meantime, since those remarks Trump made, the Mexican peso dropped about 1% after he made the following threat.
I personally don't think you can make a deal without a termination, but we're going to see what happens, okay? You're in good hands, I can tell you.
That word he used, termination, something that Mexico and Canada are responding to. Mexican Foreign Minister Luis Videgaray reacted on Wednesday on Mexican television, telling Reuters, or as quoted by Reuters, he said that the comments were a negotiating tactic. He said they were not a surprise. And, quote, he, referring to Trump, is negotiating in his own particular style. Now, a spokesperson for the Canadian Foreign Minister sent me this statement via email, quote, as we said last week, trade negotiations often have moments of heated rhetoric. Our priorities remain the same, and we will continue to work hard to modernize NAFTA, supporting millions of middle-class jobs. Mexico is set to host the next round of NAFTA talks early next month, followed by Canada at the end of next month. Susan?